Truly, what an exceptional day it had been. After a glorious hunt with two beautiful zebras as prize, the old lion, Bam, now had more than enough to feed his family. Having eaten their fill, the lions followed the path to the river for a drink. Their thirst quenched, they then climbed to the top of the hill, where they stretched out and relaxed, some rocks shading them from the setting sun. Together they tumbled into a deep and well-deserved slumber. Bam, the old lion, began dreaming. In his dream, beautiful gazelles, zebras, monkeys, and animals of all kinds surrounded him. So great was their trust and their respect for his opinions, that even the young antelopes came to him with their problems, which he immediately helped them to resolve. And in such an atmosphere of goodwill, the young monkeys, emboldened, even went so far as to play with his tufted tail. Dawn broke, and everyone woke up. The baby lions pounced on Bam, wanting to play. Still groggy with sleep, Bam ordered them to go off and amuse themselves with their friends, the baby elephants, leaving him free to rest a bit longer. The babies burst out laughing, knowing perfectly well that they could only play with other baby lions, not elephants, and they scampered off to tell their mother about the old lion's joke. Still not entirely awake, Bam made his way slowly down to the river to wash his face. He noticed that all the other animals fled far from his presence as he approached. In his deep and caring voice, he greeted the zebras. "Zebras, good morning. How are you feeling today?" The zebras ran even farther from him, and only when they'd reached a safe distance turned to answer. "Whom do you take us for? Last night you hunted us, and we lost both an aunt and an uncle. You are a lion, therefore a carnivore, and we respect this, but for the moment we are still in mourning." "I am so very sorry for your family," said Bam, approaching closer to the zebras. "Is there something I can do to console you?" The zebras moved still further away from the lion. Then the elephants and the giraffes joined in the conversation, explaining, "Bam, could you please hurry and finish washing your face, so that we can rest here freely for a while before moving on?" Once more Bam apologized. He was shocked by the sadness his hunger for meat had caused the zebras. He wanted the animals to become his friends, as they had done in his dream. He began thinking. A long time ago in the savannah lived a family of lions. It was under a beating sun that Bam, the old lion, made his entrance into the square. After praying for his subjects, he announced, "Brothers and sisters, from now on I am converting to a life of vegetarianism." And in order to mark this great day in everyone's memory, he went into the bush and started to graze. Infuriated by the attitude of his friends and his own family, and convinced of his theory that lions should become vegetarians, Bam decided to leave in search of better pastures. For many days and nights he walked through plains and forests, feeding on plants, leaves, and fruit. Then Bam started to regret his words in earnest, because such a large quantity of grass was required to satisfy his hunger. In the end he ate too much of it, which made him ill. The sun rose 6 more times before Bam, exhausted and starving, fell asleep under a tree. A dream came to him, but he didn't get a chance to enjoy his strange and marvelous dream, for he was startled awake by an earthquake. "What is that?" he wondered. "Oh no, it's not an earthquake. It's a herd of elephants on their way to the river." Bam, gathering all his strength, got up and addressed the head of the herd. "Hi, elephant. It's been a week since I have eaten, and I am much too feeble to hunt." "So," replied the mastodon, Are you suggesting that if you had enough strength, you would attack one of my friends?" Sensing that the situation could become ugly, the king of the animals forgot his royal status for a moment and spoke more humbly. "Oh no, dear Mr. Elephant, never. But would you be so extremely kind as to catch me one of those lovely gazelles that are at present drinking over there by the river?" "No way, old buddy. We elephants are friends with all animals." Bam insisted. "Oh, please, even a little one will do." But the giant turned a deaf ear, an ironic thing for an elephant to do, and the herd went on its way. Along came Mrs. Zebra taking her offspring for a walk. When she reached Bam, he greeted her. "Good day, madam. Would you give me one of your children for my dinner?" But before Bam had time to finish his sentence, the little family had run off as quickly as their legs could carry them. Bam told himself that his luck would improve if he moved closer to the river, which was a central meeting place for many animals. With much determination and courage, he crawled to the riverside. A few buffaloes were bathing when one of them heard a sound that resembled a moan. "Help! Help me!" Keeping a safe distance, the buffalo approached the lion, who was begging. "Please, Mr. Buffalo, I'm so hungry that my stomach is nothing but a bag of knots. Could you catch some fish for me?" The buffalo burst out laughing and replied mockingly, "Sorry, but I don't have my fishing license." Then he added, "Why don't you ask Uncle Crocodile? He's right behind you." What? Uncle Crocodile behind me?" Thanks to his excellent lion instincts, Bam rolled out of the way, barely avoiding the terrible jaws about to close on him. "What? You dare attack your own king? Are you nuts?" "Oops, I'm sorry, sire, but you were not moving. I thought you weren't alive, and my job is to keep this beautiful river clean." Okay, replied Bam, "but before I forgive you, first you must go and catch some fish for me. This is an order." "But sire, this river doesn't have any fish." "Oh, but if you want to, I can go to the bottom and bring you some good algae." Just hearing the word algae, Bam felt his stomach tie itself into 3 more knots. "What is it, your majesty? You don't seem in good shape." "The fact is, I have not eaten for a week. Would you mind giving me a little bit of your flesh to fill me up?" "Alas, sire, my skin is much too hard. You would break your fangs." "Then my fate is to starve to death," concluded Bam. "I have one final favor to ask of you. As I have no strength, would you carry me and place me in the shade of that large tree so I can die in peace? And if you are considering eating me, please make sure when you do so that I am no longer alive." Uncle Crocodile placed poor Bam under the tree and went back to the river, telling himself that in a day or two a very good feast would be waiting for him. Resting in the shade of the branches, Bam thought of his family and friends. He regretted leaving them and realized that what was happening to him was his own fault. But his thoughts were interrupted by Goko, the monkey, comfortably seated on a branch above him. "Pardon me, Majesty, I have been observing you for a while, and I believe I may be able to help you." Bam was weary of monkeys. He learned from experience that one could never count on them because they were always ready to pull a prank. However, knowing that his end was near, he had no choice but to accept the help of one of these scattered-brained pests. "I am listening," said the king. "Well, from what I understand, you are in great need of food." "If you intend to give me one of your darned bananas, you can keep it," interrupted Bam. "Oh, no, sire, but I know a friend who would be willing with pleasure to be eaten." A gleam of hope sparkled in the eyes of the old lion. "What do you want in exchange for this service?" "Oh, nothing, sire, absolutely nothing." I find that a little odd. Anyway, go and get this so-called friend." "I'm on my way, Majesty." Goko vanished among the tall grasses, only to reappear a few minutes later, accompanied by the one who was supposed to save Bam from starvation. "Good day, Majesty. I am Pokey the porcupine. My friend Goko has told me about your misfortunes. I would be pleased to help you." "You would be pleased to be devoured?" asked Bam. "Your desires are my orders, sire." Pokey formed a ball and rolled towards Bam, who, too hungry to think of the quills, took a ravenous bite. And so it came about, thanks to this teeny tiny porcupine, Bam's family found and rescued him. He had hurt himself so badly that his roar was heard throughout the land. When his family at last reached him, they discovered the old lion in a pitiful state. Pokey the porcupine had disappeared, while Goko the monkey, happy to have played a trick on the king of all animals, hid high in the tree, careful not to be noticed. A few days later, Bam was reunited with his whole family. To celebrate the reunion, a large hunt was organized, and the African savannah offered them 2 antelopes, who in this way met their destiny. And ever since that long, long ago day, no lion ever eats grass, leaves, fruit, or porcupines.
Toute l'humanité, ouais. L'humanité a besoin de l'amour, je vous le dis. Vous le savez aussi, n'est-ce pas? Ah. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Allons-y, 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 allons-y. L'amour, nous avons tous vraiment besoin. Allons-y, allons-y. Nous avons besoin de toi, amour. Ah ben oui. Oh, amour, 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 amour. Yeah. Ça.